Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Hokey smokes. It is a brand new day, and I have been outside like twice, and I'll explain why. Because it is, oh, of course, I've got something in front of my clock. I always do. 1:15 p.m., and I'm finally getting this done. Now, if I can try and remember what I was talking about. Yes, it is gray and kind of chill outside. It's going to get hotter as the day goes by more. By 5 o'clock, it'll be mid-70s. But it's not bad outside. But I haven't gone for my morning walk. At first, I went over just to check my mailbox. And then once I checked my mailbox, I decided to just walk through the community center. And once I was in the community center, I decided to go down and check on the case managers. And once I was there, well, why didn't I go in and talk about my problem? Because I had a problem. We got letters of recertification, because every year you got to get certified, because we're getting deals for our rent and all that based on our income. And it's through an organization, Bremerton Housing Authority. So you've got to be recertified. There we are, to check on your status and how much you make, etc., etc., etc. So that came out, and they were really harsh in the letters, because apparently when the first wave went out, they got ignored by a lot of people. Not necessarily here, but possibly every single person ever that works with them. So they got harsher, and then things were sent. So they put up things on the doors to make sure that we would get our certification done. We're supposed to go to an online portal. Well, we're supposed to create our account on the online portal. So I took my paperwork and went to the online portal. And I have a code I'm supposed to use. And I got down to the password part of make your account, and the page just stopped working. So it didn't make my account, and every time I tried that, it would reach toward the bottom of the page or hit the password part, and then the page would die. It wouldn't do anything. It couldn't click on anything. It was just a static flat page. Could be because of the whole CrowdStrike thing. You know, with half the internet going dead. It might not. I don't know. But that didn't feel good. You know, I'm told I've got to get this thing done, or you're going to pay $600 and some odd plus a late fee and administrative fees, etc., etc. So I went in to talk to him and see if we could get that done. First thing we tried is we went on to make an account, and I went to the whole login part. You know, well, not the login, the make your account, and then hit the, create account button. It said, no, I'm sorry, you can't create an account with that email address. We already have an account with that email address. I wasn't able to finish the page, but maybe it actually sent the information through. So we went to the login page where I put in the information, and it said, oh no, we don't have anyone in our system with that email account. So I can't log in because I'm not in the system, but I can't register because I'm in the system. So I gotta call them. But we filled in all the appropriate paperwork that I would be filling out, but I still gotta call them and find out what the heck's going on, because that ain't good. So that's the thing I'm worried about. Yay. Other than that, the next thing I want to talk about, because I got things written down over here on my list, one of them is insomnia. Oh my gosh, I'm still having a lot of insomnia. Now, I understand people who use phones or tablets and stuff when they go to bed and all that. You get a lot of extra, real close blue light into your eyes. Toward the end of the day, I try to keep my lights down so that my body ramps down. I usually drink some chamomile, and then I take my melatonin gummies, but I sometimes can't even last until midnight. And I try to stay up as long as possible because I only sleep 6 hours at maximum. I hurt too much. Part of my problem is, and it's not something I can change, but I don't move when I sleep. When I go into a position and then I fall asleep, I stay in that position. If you've got, like, say your arm is sore in your position, and you put your arm up here like this, and then in your sleep, you know, your arm gets sore, so you halfway wake up enough to move your arm, and then you go back to sleep. You didn't come to full wakefulness, and you were able to do that, and then you're fine. I don't wake up. It just hurts more and more and more until it brings me to full wakefulness, and then I can move my arm, at which point it's out of control pain, and I've got to try and change my position enough so I can get back to sleep without hurting so much. With the gummies, it's gotten better. But I still, no matter what time I go to bed, 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, I'm awake at 6. So, that's joyous. But I've been having even more troubles of late, and so I've gotten even less sleep. And so I've just been falling asleep. I came in my chair here, I was watching some videos earlier today. It was probably a good hour or so, maybe even more, where I was just out. And I would occasionally be able to bring myself up to be able to, like, go, oh, I didn't see that, and then restart an entire video, and then start to watch it, and then the next thing I know, I'm waking up and going, oh, I didn't see that again. So that's been fun. That also brings, with its own, good God, I'll try that again in English. That brings with it its own set of issues, the insomnia does. Like lack of motivation. I'm finding it difficult to do a lot of things just because I keep falling asleep. Or it's just being so tired makes it difficult to do the things I want to do. Which also ties in. I'm not getting a lot of things done because as good as the hardware is, again, with the laptop that I was given, and it is a nice laptop, what it can do, it does. But the things that I used to do with the laptop, it can't. And so even though I've got a laptop to go online and do stuff like that, I don't have a laptop to do the things I used to do, which was do recording and video editing. That's so much of my time that's just gone. So I'm going to have to start talking up my GoFundMe here soon, but I need my recertification to go through first, I think. Which means it'll be longer. I'm just hoping that they count one-time donations as income, which isn't income. It's like if somebody buys you a hamburger, you don't have to write that down as income. I've never been good at analogies. Hopefully that made sense. But I'm living with that, so I'm on all these other things. Let me talk about this one. This one's interesting, I think, because I was putting on my air conditioner on low when I went to bed. I put it on high now. So I go to bed with my air conditioning unit on high, 2 fans blowing the air around, only a sheet on. I put a interesting power thing in it for whatever reason, even though I told my computer, the laptop there, to not turn the screen off after a certain amount of time. It turns the screen off after a certain amount of time. It doesn't need to save battery power. Especially since I don't take it off the stand, because if I take it off the stand that it has, it becomes so much less useful. You take it off the stand, it doesn't connect with HDMI to anything. You take it off the stand, it loses like 7 USB ports. It becomes markedly less useful if you take it off the stand. So I just keep it on the stand. And the stand has its plug-in, and it has its own battery, and the laptop has its own battery. And those two battery things aren't really being used, and I feel kind of bad about that, but there you go. But let me see what else we go with here. The only real other thing I've got is I want to talk about a genre of music and a YouTube channel, actually. I hyperfixate since I have ADHD. And because I am neurospicy, I will info dump about the things that I hyperfixate on. Thank you very much for being out there and watching and listening. And in fact, if you have watched this far, if you could type polygrip into the comments, to let both the YouTube algorithm and me know that you've watched this far. But where was I going with this? Take a look over here again. Yes, I hyperfixate, I info dump. I can't remember why or what this got brought up, but for some reason I was watching or reading something and it said DreamCore and gave a real quick info thing on it. And I went, you know what the heck? I keep hearing these core things, you know, because Electric Callboy has been called like electro core, metal core. And then you've got the aesthetic people where they've got like village core. So DreamCore, I like absurdist stuff. I like surrealist stuff. And some of the best music that I've enjoyed has been not mainstream. So I looked up DreamCore, followed a couple links, and I've been looking up other stuff. And there's one channel, Entra, E-N-T-R-A. Only 313 subscribers. I'm surprised because they do a lot of different songs. And the song that I like is even different from the rest of the things they've done. Not in a we've gone wild and crazy way, but just different sound type entirely. The song, at the time that I'm staring into this tablet and talking, only has 138 views. And I am quite sure that at least 38 of those are from me. The song is taking part of the song. I can't remember the actual song. It could be just You Belong to Me. And it's from an older version, not like the there's many versions, and a lot of them are, depending on which genre, they're all different. But this one is more of a slower, calmer thing, and it has a lot of filter and using a lot of, you know, just plain, oh my god, I can speak English. Filter and the EQ, which I can't remember what EQ says, and if I try and remember, I am going to die. Equalizer. A lot of that. If you just listen, like it filled the room sound, and you're not really paying attention, you might think it's just that. If you get closer and listen, or you wear headphones or earbuds, there's a lot of work that went into that. It was not just slap a filter on it and call it a song. It was not just do a little bit of the equalizer stuff and call it a day. No, there's work put into this. It's only like a minute and a half, and it is so much more deserving because it's slightly slowed down, and it's got the filter and EQ work, and it's got the extra work of, there's a whole lot of extra work in it. I've got, hopefully, a link in my description to it. Hopefully, if I can remember how to do it, a link up here in one of these. If you can check out their song, that would be very, very cool. Past that, I've usually been going out for 2 walks a day. It has been hot, but windy at the same time a lot here. And where I live, we have a section of road that when you walk on it to go to Walmart, there is an oft-times bitter wind when it gets even slightly chilly going along that section of road because of the wind and everything that happens along it as it's being funneled along that road. That's been a nice road to walk on when it's hot. Plus, there's just been a lot of extra wind in general. So it's been nice, which has helped prompt me to go out for extra walkies. I can't remember if I've mentioned this. I've got the bone spurs on my heel. I've mentioned that part. But boy, the bone spur problem had kind of gone away for a time. And oh boy, it is back with a vengeance. Even with these boots, where they're not as terrible, the bone spurs, they're still bad. When I've been sitting down for any length of time and I walk more than 10 feet, oh boy, it takes a while for me to be able to stop limping. It's awful. Getting old is fun. Having issues is fun. I don't know if it's just arthritis or if it is arthritis or a mix of arthritis and other things, because I've been diagnosed with a lot and I got things that happening that make me suspect it's more such, but I got feelings like ground glass in my finger joints at all times. Oft times now my hands, just the whole hand in general, not just my fingers, ache, and my forearms hurt, my elbows hurt, my upper arms hurt, my shoulders hurt, my neck hurts, and it's all because of this nerve compression. Yay. Complaining. Especially, I mean, I wake up and it's like I can barely move my arms because it hurts so much. You're supposed to wake up feeling refreshed. But, yeah, that's all I've really got. The whole TraumaCore / DreamCore, the way I would describe it is DreamCore, at least our vision when we look at things is a cone. We can't see everything that's ahead. There's stuff off to our sides. There's stuff back behind us. You can only focus your cone of vision. This genre has a large area. My cone of vision is focused in this area, not the entirety or the rest of it over on this side. This section of DreamCore that I am fixated on, I would say and describe it is, it sounds the same as liminal spaces look. So when that one song Belong To, done by Entra, is playing, it's a liminal sound, even though it's a song, because it's mostly recognizable, but there's all this extra stuff. It's good. It sounds like a liminal space looks. Thumbs up for that. And of course, doing my very best with the depression that is still being worked on, being dragged back up by medication, but I've only been on the medication again for a week now, and they take a couple weeks to work, and I was cold turkey off of the Wellbutrin for 2 weeks, so I'm still struggling with the joyousness. My therapist was appalled when he heard that I had the cold turkey off of Wellbutrin, so yay. But that's being worked on. My ADHD is getting better. I'm able to focus more on some things, so hopefully that's going to get a little bit better. But I'm doing my very best, and hopefully things are good. But with my head the way it is, I'm really liking that stuff. Yay. See, I lost track of what I was talking about, so no ideas what's happening there. My apologies. I'm going to spend my time, I was going to say rendering, but having difficulties with my mouth today. I was watching. I was on Twitter, and one of the posts that I came across, I just went, oh my God, I am afraid, constantly afraid I am falling into dementia because of this. And it was about the inability to remember anything. It's an ADHD thing. But because of it, because of my increasing age, I worry about that. And yeah, I have an increasing worry because I keep forgetting stuff. But it's an ADHD thing. Yay. Anyway, though, oh, yeah, I was going to say I am still working on my solo RPG setting. I've still been trying to remember the whole work on remembering. I haven't forgotten anything, just work on remembering my cryptid setting and the whole inside-outside Razor's Edge stuff. I've been thinking a whole lot about, like, the King in Crimson and the Crimson Kingdom, about this one character, Utok, whom we would describe as exceptionally evil, but they don't have positive or negative feelings about people. They're entirely neutral about humanity. And the only reason that they worry about us at all is they have to eat us. And even at that, it's only like they need just a certain type of person. And if you're not that kind of person, you're never going to run across them. But if you are that kind of person, well, the web lines are being sent out through the Razor's Edge all the time. And if you're that kind of person and you bump against one of those web lines, eventually you're going to end up in front of the door to Utok's lair. And you will end up stepping through that doorway. Utok tried a whole bunch of things to find the best way to get food nutrition out of human beings, and tried all the mental states, love, joy, fear, hate, and found that exceptional and extreme terror provided the best nutrition and flavoring when devouring a human being. Tried all the various physical states. Again, a joyous state, when you're happy, what happens when you're running, what happens when, and found out that being in a state of extreme agony provides the absolute best nutrition and taste. So for Utok, who doesn't hate us, doesn't love us, has, if you like shrimp, if you like to eat shrimp, do you hate shrimp because you're eating them? No, you're just eating shrimp. That's, well, the way Utok feels when devouring us, and the fact that Utok has to torture us to the point that extreme mental and physical agony, it sucks, but Utok doesn't hate or love, Utok just eats. I mean, it takes a week to die, so that part sucks. So I'm still working on remembering all sorts of things and working on it. And yay, being creative is good. You should be creative as well. Thumbs up on that. So, until we meet again, I'm usually talk about some other things like my Patreon patrons. You are beautiful and awesome. Thank you. I am so scattered. I hope my ADD meds start to work soon. But you were beautiful and awesome people. Thumbs up and thank you. For everybody that has left me a comment, you two are beautiful and awesome. I read each and every one that YouTube serves me. And so thumbs up for that. I appreciate each and every one of you that leaves me comments. I try to answer as many as I can, which isn't as many as I would like, but it's better than nothing at all. So thumbs up for that. So, now for real this time. Until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. Thumbs up for that. I just need to go and adjust the power plan. I thought I told it to never turn the screen off. Entirely possible that that changed because I was altering some other stuff too. thumbs up. Hopefully your day is a good one. Nothing really profound or special. Hopefully someone at least watches till the end of these. I don't know if anybody does.